In the land of dreams where the rhythm flows, eagle and condor start to rise and grow. Side by side, they take to the sky.
So welcome, me te whānau, welcome to the White Rose Temple of Rongomareirua, here to activate the peace trails around the planet and to support the grand rising of the Mauri nations. So, welcome everybody to this beautiful space of the Kōpua Day. We are here in the Venus alignment with this full moon, this full like a charged energy. And I know for myself, I've been feeling quite charged with this. And it's an action time. It's a time to take action. So I'm just going to do a little karakia. I want to do our karakia around the Rongomareirua. So bringing in our tupuna, our kaitiaki, our teams of light who are here to support our ascension at this time on the planet. Nau mai, haere mai. He tipua tuarahi, he tipua tauatia, he tipua naue, Rongomareirua, e hua, e io nui, e io roa, e io takitake, ki taku aro, tū mai e, te toki e, haumi e, hui e, tai ki. Kia ora. I'm just going to do a quick cleansing ceremony. Brought the Justice Poem as well for us to have a good feels around. The Justice Poe's been on a big hikoi. It's been the centerpiece of a whole wānanga of rising relationships. And at the Tauhara retreat with Jenny and Dan Abdul-Noor, honestly, I was just next level, just absolutely incredible. So I'm just going to quickly do a cleansing ceremony. And welcome, Nats. Welcome to our journey today. So cleansing our fields above us, below us, before us and behind us, within us and without us. Just inviting us all to come into our heart space, to come into this place of peace, to attune to our beautiful Auntie Rose, and for us all to sing the Aio song together. Aio, I te aura Aio, I te aura Aroha, I te aroha, I te aroha, koa, I te aroha, koa, I te aroha, I te aroha, I te aio, I te aorangi, aio, I te aorangi. Tuia ki ronga, tuia ki raro, tuia I te heringa tangata. Yeah, I want to do a little bit of sharing around a transmission that came through for the Superfullmoon. So we're in that frequency now. And yeah, that comet's really interesting. I've also heard that everything shifts on the 24th, 25th of October. We're going to have like a massive awakening. I'm not even sure what that's about, but I got a hit on that when that was shared with me, that something quite big's going to happen. And yeah, so we'll just keep that in the background. And I'm not attaching too much to anything right now, just staying really grounded, like yourself, Maureen. Like, we've got to stay really grounded and focused on the little things, really being present to what's visible, what's showing up for us in the now moment, which needs to be like an eternal river that's running through. So the super full moon in Aries is actually the third super moon in a row. So, there's no accident there. As to, even the threes have come up really huge. When we got to Rotoponamu, we arrived at the lakefront at 111 exactly. And when we left there and got back to the car after we got anointed and everything, it was 3:33. And what was really interesting is Neil's clock on his car, is kind of like all over the place. It hasn't got the right time on it. But when we arrived at Waitahanui, it was 3:33 a.m. on his clock. So there's something really freaky going on with that 3:33 being quite significant. And so, yeah, this super moon that we've got at the moment is the closest to the Earth. When I was driving up to Tamaki yesterday, I have never seen a moon so big in my entire life. Honestly, it felt like it was going to just come through the car. I was driving through it. And when I took a photo, all I got was bridges. I don't know if you noticed that. I put that on Facebook today. I did a little, transmission came through for me this morning, but all I saw was these kind of like bridges and it tripled and, had multiplied. And I'm like, how the frickin' heck did that happen? It was a huge moon. So obviously it's a doorway of sorts. And so being such a huge moon, it's pulling on our tectonic plates and also our psyche. So, activating that fiery nature. If we're naturally a little bit fiery, then it's going to start sparking things off, but also, it's sparking other things off in the earth as well, like climate changes, and everything's amplified and magnified. So, we're going to see things being bigger than perhaps what they are. So best not to make any big decisions right now. It's things will calm down soon after this, energy's been released a little bit. And also going through a dissolution and getting rid of all that's not in alignment to our soul anymore. And lots of things are showing up and it's like, ooh, yeah, now I don't want that in my life anymore. It feels yuck. Or, somebody will have something that they're sharing with you and you get a charge and a hit on it. And it's like, oh, actually, I'm stepping away from this. And even our relationships are shifting. Yeah, there's a charge of emotional energy expressed in all of our relationships. So it's defining what is right for us and being in right relationship with ourselves first before we can be that with anybody else. And that's what this whole relationship rising was all about for me. Wasn't just about my own personal relationship and my loving relationship with my husband, but also especially with myself. And that ripples out to everything else, to the whole world. Mama's going through her own upgrade. So from the inside out, and so are we, like it's all relative. So these solar cycles that we're in, well, it's peaking now. We were actually in an extreme solar cycle. So even while we were down Lake Taupo, there was freaking massive solar bursts, geomagnetic storms. It was wild as weather. 1 minute we were having sideways wind, the next minute it was calm as, and next minute it was sunny, the next minute pouring, hail, thunder, all sorts. We had the whole spectrum of seasons come in one day. And there was also a 5.2 earthquake that happened. I think that might have been the third or fourth night there. So the earth moved. And so we're getting these massive upgrades happening as well, lighting us up from the inside. All this plasma is, in our blood. We're getting lit up. So yeah, we're luminous beings, more or less, at the moment. Also, just recently we had auroras happening all around the planet. In the northern hemisphere, we had a big white aurora happen around about the 12th of October. And that was a real peak time. There was something really big going on then, energetically. And so the solar storms and everything, the geomagnetic storms, started from about the 8th. And they went through to about the 14th. So there was that huge wave that came through, and we were seeing all these photos all over the country. There was a World War II bomb that just spontaneously exploded in Japan. So it's been there all this time. And then suddenly it exploded round, it's a 500-pound bomb. And that blew up at Miyazaki Airport. So, this is the charge that's happening with the Supermoon gateway. Also, we have this Algera. I think that might be the comet that's coming in. And it's shining a light on all the social programmings that are no longer relevant. So we're getting rid of all those frickin' patriarchal conditionings that have happened, that have actually turned a lot of our people into narcissists. And that's all been part of the social programming. It's actually been psychological warfare on people. So it's twisted people's psyches, and that is being released. All it takes is just holding the love space for those that are exerting that frequency as well. So yeah, it's here to build a different world. Yeah, that's what we're all here for anyway. So relinquishing top-down structures and learning how to rainbow bridge. So know that the old world is crumbling and the new one is rising, and we're assisting that rising as well, and especially rising of the Mauri nations, which is all part of who you are and your calling into this experience, into this now present moment. So that's the transmission around the moon, the Superfullmoon frequencies of Aries that's come through. There's, lots of other things that have come in from different networks, and I'm sure some of you have probably done other research around what the messages are. For the retreat space, I feel like, yeah, there's some big key codes that landed, for not only for myself, but they felt like big things for us as the Mauri nations. It felt like I had walked in to a specialty group that was there to honor the work that we're doing. It was just so freaking freaky. They had the feather of peace, the raukura in the middle, which was their theme for the whole event. They had, someone had found the blue diamond card, the queen of the blue diamond card on the beach, like that morning, the very first day. So they put that in the circle in the middle, and yeah, it was just like everything was there for the honouring of this journey that we're on, the Rongomarairoa. Yeah, I saw it as the rise of the Mauri nations, even through the people that were there. It's quite a beautiful group of people. And, it's a network again. It's a network that marries into this network. And it's like all these relationships are being weaved now, all these whārikis are being weaved. And yeah, so it's all, for me, I learned how to stand in my mana and my Mauri, and yeah, bring the peace trails, weave them into all things of life. So not just talk about it, not just have these temples, but actually weave it into the living light that we are. And and how to walk as these ambassadors of Papatūānuku. I don't know that everybody was quite at the level that I wanted to work at, or, because I felt myself magnetically match with the leaders that were running it. And I was invited into the space to share my reflections and my transmissions that I was receiving as well, which was really beautiful, which I did so many times. And yeah, so I guess the way that we really show up for this ambassadorship of Paradise Papatūānuku, because it's happening, we're the rainbow bridge, we're the living rainbow bridges for it, is that we are, being kaitiaki of the sacred sites, actually taking charge and standing up and doing ceremony in these various different places, because they need our Mauri. These places and spaces need our channels, and not being afraid to be this living alchemy. Also doing these 444 rituals every day. Today, when I was out and about, I saw a blue car parked in the supermarket car park with 444 as the number plate. And 2 days ago, when I was in Auckland, I followed a car that had 444, and it was a blue car as well. And I'm like, what the heck? There's all these 444 number plates. And a good friend of mine's also got a 444 number plate. So, there's no accident there. So yeah, walking the rose line, activating the peace trails through embodied alchemy in action. Something else interesting happened today. My sister reached out on Facebook. I'm part of the Torere community group, and I see all the posts that come up. My sister had put something in there about she'd seen a whale this morning with a yellow buoy attached to its back. And I'm like, what the fuck? You just wouldn't read about it. So, she contacted Doc, and they're sorting it out. Like, they've followed that whale, and they're going to help get it to, take that buoy off its back. But just the fact that it had a yellow buoy on its back, was like almost like confirmation of what the work we've been doing, the level of work we've been doing. Because the whale is the taniwha in our culture. And also the yellow is like the gold, right? And, the whale is carrying the golden, the golden buoy. And, the golden buoy is the Horus, which is actually what this wānanga was all about. So, we did a lot of work around embodying all those archetypes, all the architecture within ourselves, so that we can be the divine child. I mean, it was just incredible. This is the work we've been doing for a long time, but we did it through a lot of role-playing, psychodrama, rituals, embodiment codes, practices, therapies, all sorts of things. And it was like 11-hour days of doing this work. It's not a picnic. And so, yeah, it was all about embodiment of the golden child, the divine child. And what was really interesting is that, where Torere Bay is, it's just a Whakaari white island is directly opposite Torere Bay. And, the white island as well, which is connected to that's a big, huge portal that connects into every sacred site on the planet, including Rautopounamu and Taranaki. There's a big portal between those two spaces, and there's an underground river between Taranaki and Torere Whakaari. So yeah, there's during the time on the Tauhara Retreat Centre, which is a maunga in itself, we had just this perfect view of Maunga Tauhara, which is where Anha lives beneath. And yeah, I was receiving lots of codes every single day. You'd see different lights on it, different lines, different signals that were coming from it. It was like this huge communication that was happening constantly. And I got very strongly that the bird tribes have really come online. Like, I know that I've shared this message before, but they were actually communicating with us the whole time that we were in Wānanga space. And the hokioi, the hokioi eagle is is here to support all those diamond-hearted whānau who are opening their manawa, all four manawa, not just the one, not just this heart. We've got 4 hearts. We've got the Pū manawa, the Rā manawa, the Una manawa, and the Whatu manawa. So, not many whānau talk about those 4 manawa. But when we have them all open, the hokioi can actually start to communicate with us, and wants us to spread our wings and fly free. This is all us receiving our sovereign codes. And this is how we really rise as the Mauri nations and step into our real ambassadorship. The Justice Po, this was an incredible feature at the Wānanga, and one of the very best friends of the Tāne who crossed over, which this po's dedicated to, and who was the main guest at the tangi, who got up and spoke, with everybody. They were really good gym buddies and hung out all the time, had a lot of connection. Well, he was there on the retreat as well. I had no idea Chad was going to be there, but who would turn up but Chad? And Chad, as soon as he saw that I had the po, he came straight up and kissed it. So there's a lot of freakiness that so it was held in really high esteem. And right on the last day, as our kind of initiation, we all had to choose a song and be witness and dancing. When it came to my turn to dance, I grabbed the po and I was wielding the po, and I was like I don't even know how it all happened, but I was doing like this huge ass freaking invocation, with being witnessed by 32 others, and I was spinning the po in midair and everything. And I was like flipping it, and I just couldn't believe what was happening with me. And I was doing it to that song by Stan Walker, the I Am song, but with that movie Origins. So yeah, it felt really potent, and this is the like full embodiment of the runga maraeroa happened in that space, and it felt like a very serious embodiment ritual for the land, for humanity, for directly everybody. After the retreat finished, most of the crew decided to go to the hot pools. We went to Wairaki, and by the time we'd got there, Neil got lost, and we ended up like 20 minutes out of town before we realized we were just talking blah, 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 and then realized, oh, this nothing looks familiar. Where the hell are we? Anyway, we ended up backtracking, going back, and lo and behold, that opened up for us. The two people with blue hair, and there was a whole lot of redheads in the pool, and they were standing in a line. One dude had a red beard, and I just knew that there was the blue line being anchored and the red line being anchored. And also the kuia that was kaitiaki of that pool, and I felt her energetically. She was from the Solomons. So it was like, and I got talking to her. So that's how I knew. But yeah, lots of amazing things happen. The Roto Pounamu ceremony the next day was just like all about clearing ancient curses. It was important for us to do that. Now, you know, it is the Blue Diamond Stargate. It has the higher heart blessing or blissing. There was patu pairihi communication from the very minute I stepped onto that whenua. There are many kaitiaki taking places as the real ambassadors of Papa Tuanuku. They don't need any permission. No permission is required. It's completely soul-led missions, and they are invited to take their positions. We are here to baptize ourselves into these spaces. Nobody needs to baptize us anymore. These are all about the sovereign soul-led baptisms. It's also about up-leveling us to the highest version of who we are choosing to be in this now time. And without interference of any malevolent force or anything showing up outside of ourselves. Now, the 13 Taniwha Spinner Dragon portal mission was kind of which is what like Roto Pounamu is all about. It was all about connecting to the Taniwha of Lake Roto Pounamu, and that Taniwha there is the kaitiaki of all the dragon lines of the planet. And the dragon lines are, you know, go to every single sacred site on the planet. So that's where they spin and go up into the above and below. So that's why it's such an important piece. And, you know, I didn't really know that was Stargate until I walked into the bush that morning. And they told me. We got there at, must have been about midday. And I got told by the patu paere here as I was walking in that that's what it is. You know, but we still needed to go and do the whole waka of, you know, all the four waka, or three, you know, that most people came on, but the fourth one is here in Kopu. And so the message that I received, the dragon community really is here to honor the white heaven that was anchored there with the work that we'd all been doing collectively. And then I was, you know, was there in the physical to bring that through. But it is the message of the rising of the Mauri nations. And it's finally safe to reveal our hearts. It wasn't before now. So, and we have to walk with our hearts open, with all our hearts open. And this is how we reclaim the peace trails once again after millennia, but we're doing the things the right way now. Now, while I was there, the hokioi toned 4 times after I had come out from my baptism, unleashing its gifts, which rained this incredible, which was a huge anointing and an initiation as well. It was connected to the Justice Po, and this kind of came alive in that lake, and, you know, by that spinner chakra portal, it frickin' lit up amazingly. And so, yeah, we received these electrifying gifts which coated the whole of Rotoponamu and all of the trails with the mana from heaven. So, and it was the stones, the mana stones, so the mana moai from heaven, which is a gift of the grandmother waters. And she's here to pave the way of peace once again. And yeah, bring in that white magic. And one of the things that happened too was the piezoelectric energy that was coming from the lightning striking and the thunder, that was rumbling all around us. Like we could feel it. We were like, the whole time that it was happening. And it was so intense, I actually fell from a branch and the whole branch snapped. And I've got this huge, huge bruise on my leg, actually, on my left leg, where that happened. So, yeah, I got bit. And then it was so intense that it drained the whole of my battery. I had no life left in my battery, but before I lost all my life in my battery, I was able to capture the ray of the marae kura. So that was very special. And that stopped like these pure shards of white light coming in. It was a whole being that, like the luminoso being that had its own life force. And I was able to feel it and witness it walking out. So yeah, this is there's so much that happened, but one of the things that did happen when we did break down at Waitahanui, we were rescued by a beautiful Vedic man, and these beautiful Tane from India. He stopped for me to take photos of rainbows, and it was just so lovely. Ended up driving us all the way home, no extra charge, just so supportive. And we took our car to a garage which was owned by an Indian man, and he gave us safe passage, was able to lock our car up overnight and do all the mechanical work. It's still down there. We have to go back down next week probably, and might bump into some of you whānau down there anyway. So yeah, it's been huge, bringing the Mauri of this monad together, and yeah, feeling so honored. So one of the main themes of the wānanga space that I was involved in was connecting to the mother line, the milk line of the mother. And I felt it very strongly resonate. We'd done a ritual just in the women's group where we'd activated our breasts, and just like we're breastfeeding the world, I felt that, the oxytocin connect in with the galactic line and the line, the horizontal and vertical lines. So it was very, very powerful. So getting you to be in a comfortable position, one that you can be in for a short time while you experience the galactic milk line of the mother. So taking a deep conscious breath, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, releasing. And again. And one last time. Visualize yourself being anointed in the sacred waters of the Blue Diamond Lake. Feel its plasma codes align with your whole whenua body temple as you plunge naked into the cool luminescent waters and attune to the plasma of the living light within you. You are here to baptize yourself with these sacred waters. This portal of Rotoponanu is directly linked with the Syrian Mother Sun and invites your body to immerse into its waters and connect to the ultra-dimensional beings that reside here. A white craft appears before you and begins to hum. Here it awaits your light body to climb on board and enjoy the frequency of its powerful universal mission. You have come here to rise and take flight of imaginal proportion. Here you feel a beam release and a fractal of yourself leave your whenua, your body temple, and enter the vessel. Up, up, and away she goes, fully aware of your mission and cosmic creative process. In the glistening lake, your physical body remains and receives a powerful anointing and upgrade. The spirit of the lake enters your spirit womb through the ancient doorway and roots of your Mauri bloodlines. Bloodlines of the living light. Feel the essence of it rising within you. Feel the essence of the blue diamond codes filling you up and using your body as a surrogate to release all the discordant energies and war frequencies perpetrated against humanity, against all the sacred spaces on the planet. Clearing all frequencies, energies, and vibrations that claim any inkling of authority, entitlement, ownership, and misguided self-importance. Feel it clearing, 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 clearing. And the powerful currency of justice, truth, freedom, and grace. Feel it penetrating your being in its place. While your physical body envelops and receives this initiation, your light body journeys far beyond space-time in the mothership, journeying to the white heaven, reconnecting to the mother line. Here, the mother arc receives you as you enter the light portal of the Makura. Here you attune to its new bandwidth and depth. Which forms a direct line of light, filling you up with more light and love that you've ever known, overflowing with the mother love, with mother's milk, nourished and abundant in all ways. Feel the milk line of the mother's milk, the mother's love, galactivate your heart. Activate your miraka mounds, your breasts, your chests, as the oxytocin swells within your nipples, your areolas, and pours out like waves of the ocean and its rising tides on the superfullmoon. Shh. Witness the milk of your breasts, of the mother's love. Release into all the dragon lines of the world. As you feed the world with your sacred mother's milk from the mother line, with this luminous liquid. Direct from the great white cosmic mama. Oh, yana he o he a he o. E ma ia ho e e. A i o. A i o. A ia ho e. A i o. Feel the milk lines activate on all levels of your being, feeding all the taniwha lines, merging and meeting in the center as the grand illuminoso ray, the ray of the Marae Kura, reveals herself in all of her fractals. Visualizing all the white light illuminating the way and gifting of the river of milk into all sacred sites on this planet. Feeling her land in her most luminous state. Pouring the milk like waves of the ocean. From the galactic center, from the Wairua, from the two rivers, from beneath and above, from the depths of the deepest ocean to the grand galactic crossing of the galactic center. Metamorphosizing your currencies and frequencies in real time. Ha hi o hi a hi a ma hai a hu e a ma kura rongo mara ro Feel yourself in a powerful state of grace, unified. Your astral body journeying deep underground with the caves beneath the Lake Rotoponamu, where all the 13 dragon lines converge and spin out to every continent and every single planetary system, universe, solar system in the cosmos. Shh. Here you are asked to gift your own sacred blue diamond soul technology, ancient technology, through making a sound, your own sound seed, activating the portal so that the great dragon kingdom can fully receive you into the spinner chakra. And in return, the great spirit bird of the earth, the hokioi, tones 4 times. It's a clarion call to the airy gnosis of something very big about to land. Something very big about to shift here on this planet. Shoo, shoo. The portal vortex sweeps you in a stone-like state to witness the landing of something so significant that no mortal could experience it without being moved to the core. Piezoelectric energy strikes from the hokioi's final forest tone. A tree cracks under its pressure. The sweet sound of laughter from the patupaerehe comes through, who also stand as witness. The white heaven falls to the ground, and the white trail of peace is finally paved. Everywhere the eye can see, the miraka, milk line, rongamararewa, makura, lands, and the rainbow stargate responds. It is done on earth as it is in heaven. Harima, ete makura rongamararewa, miraka. Harima, harima, harimarae. And when you're ready, taking a deep breath, breathing in those last pieces of the white heaven, the milk line, the Milky Way. Oof. Wriggling your fingers and toes, and slowly, gently opening your eyes. So I'm going to give the theme tonight, and we are running out of time, so I feel to just share the theme and feel into what you would like to produce, because, you know, we can carry on doing artwork tonight if it feels aligned. Yeah, if you've got space tonight, otherwise, you know, you've got a week. You can do it over the weekend or whatever, but it'll be really lovely to get some art juices flowing and for you to create the journey of the milk line of the mother being activated. Yes, through you, through the Blue Diamond Lake, and, you know, perhaps even a theme around those dragon lines as well. So just, you know, those three elements. It's, yeah, I'm just getting some amazing visuals on what can be done with that theme, right? It's a pretty powerful theme. So, yeah, has anybody got any final piece they want to share? Anything that's come up for them during this transmission? It'd be quite good to probably do it again when you're a little bit more, yeah, relaxed, and maybe over the weekend I'll see if I can get this downloaded and ready for everybody. I'll try and do that tonight. It was funny because when I was doing part of the final piece, a cat was over in the corner and she was like playing with all the crystals in the corner, and I think she caught her tail must have caught on fire because I could smell a little bit of like a fiery smell. Cat hair, burnt smell. Yeah, but I was looking for her before and she seemed fine. I mean, it must have only just slightly got her, but yeah, interesting. Her name's Luna as well. So Luna started playing with the stones and like anchoring in some frequencies into the temple in the corner, which is over by the Heart of Aotearoa painting. So go figure. These animals all know. This is it. So far, no, just gonna yeah. Has anybody got anything burning that they want to share?
Yeah, I'll have a little kōrero. So I went kind of off because my name came from the beings at Mauna Pihanga by Lake Rotopaunanu. And so I've been working with the white unks. I put a post up today about the white unks. And so I was kind of wanting to go up in some higher dimensions. So I started putting the fire energy, which is almost the Aryan energy, isn't it? So the fire in my solar plexus, and then I put the white unk in that, and then I took it up to my throat chakra, and I put the white unk there, and then into my whatu manawa, and with the fire and the white unk, and then I saw myself teleporting on the top of Pihanga, Lake Rotoponamu, and then I was acknowledging all the beings on Pihanga, and then I felt the rainbow whirling bow. It's like a circle, and it's full of the rainbow, and I was inside that, so being the peace codes, and then I had all the 13 dragons around my feet. They were there, and then they all merged into me as well. And we just became one with everything, just holding, the beautiful, the kakara of the feminine over Lake Rotoponam. Yeah.
Beautiful.
The peace codes and the aroha codes. And then I could feel the higher beings come in. And it was just like all merging into the oneness that we are that. There isn't any separation. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, kia ora. Sis, that was massive.
Yeah.
I love how visual these transmissions can be, and take you into your own process around stuff. So thank you for sharing that. And the whirling rainbow, spinner chakra, rainbows, the white rainbow, the makura is that it is actually the white rainbow. So it's the rainbow before time, and the color white has all the colors in it. It just hasn't properly refracted out, because we're only seeing 0.5% of visible light on the light spectrum. So we're missing a lot of things that happen around us. And that's a reality check right there. Oh, kia ora. We have a beautiful big black dog that's entered the room with a golden ball in her mouth. Yeah, orangey gold. So yeah, this is yeah. Hey, a big Rottweiler. Hey, Zena, warrior princess. Okay, fine. I will just close with a karakia, shall we? I feel to close with the karakia of the kahurangi. Kahurangi karakia. So here we go. E te atua o te aomarama, te whare wānanga o te atua o te maraikora, te whare tapu o te taimana kahurangi, o te ronga marairoa. Tēnei mātou e kāranga nei, kia tau mai te aroha, te rangi mārie, me te maramatanga. Whakatohia, te kaha, te maia, me te manawa nui, me kaha mo mātou i tēnei hui. Kia tutu ki nā moimoia, i roto i te aroha me te kotahitanga, i nā wairoa katoa. Haumi e, hui e, tai ki e.
Tahi ki e.
Beautiful. Have a wonderful weekend, my Mauri whānau, my Mauri nations. And and we'll catch up on the threads, and looking forward to seeing all your artwork. Awesome. Have a lovely weekend. Mwah. Ka kite.
In the land of dreams where the rhythm flows, eagle and condor start to rise and grow. Side by side, they take to